Imagine waking up every day under the shadow of an organization that aims to extinguish your very identity. This is the story of how the life of the black community is being destroyed by the Ku Klux Klan. The rise of the Ku Klux Klan stands as a haunting chapter in American history, a stark reminder of the depths humanity can sink when driven by hate and prejudice. Founded in the aftermath of the Civil War, the Klan emerged as a response to the changing dynamics of a society grappling with racial tensions and political upheaval. However, its methods and objectives would set the stage for a reign of terror that would profoundly impact the black community. Origins and objectives. The first iteration of the Klan, established in 1865, was composed primarily of Confederate veterans and white supremacists who were deeply resentful of the social changes brought about by the end of slavery. Their core objective was to restore white supremacy, ensuring that the former slaves would not gain political or social influence. Operating in the South, where the wounds of the Civil War were still fresh, the Klan sought to maintain a racial hierarchy that relegated black Americans to a position of subservience. Terrorizing the black community. The Klan's modus operandi was one of terror. Through a campaign of violence, intimidation, and psychological warfare, they aimed to suppress any aspirations of black empowerment. Black leaders and activists who dared to challenge the status quo were met with brutal retaliation. Lynchings, beatings, and public humiliation became chilling tools used to maintain a stranglehold on the black community. By employing these tactics, the Klan aimed not only to physically harm individuals, but also to sow fear and paralyze any efforts toward progress. But why this Ku Klux Klan was planning to destroy the black community? Could only the origin of both communities be the reason, or anything else that has been hidden from us? What did black people feel when they were tortured? In the next few minutes, we're going to answer every question related to this conspiracy, so stay tuned. Impact on the black community. The impact of the Klan's terror campaign on the black community was profound and enduring. Families were ripped apart as loved ones were brutally taken away, leaving scars that would span generations. Black businesses, schools, and places of worship were systematically attacked, undermining the social and economic fabric of these communities. The very essence of progress was stifled as hope was extinguished under the weight of fear. A system of oppression. The Klan's actions reinforced a system of oppression that had its roots in the era of slavery. It was not just physical harm that the black community endured, but also the psychological toll of living under constant threat. The trauma inflicted during this era continues to reverberate through families and communities, manifesting in the form of generational trauma that impacts mental health, social dynamics, and opportunities for advancement. Basically, the Ku Klux Klan's existence left an indelible mark on the black community, a mark that goes beyond physical violence and extends into the very core of societal structures. Its reign of terror not only perpetuated racial inequalities, but also instilled a climate of fear and intimidation that would persist for decades. Understanding this dark history is essential to comprehend the depth of the challenges faced by the black community and the resilience that has enabled its members to rise above adversity. As we explore the subsequent stages of the Klan's evolution and the legacy it left behind, we must never forget the profound impact it had on the black community and the ongoing efforts to heal and move forward. The Ku Klux Klan's history marked a disturbing evolution in its tactics and ideologies. As the organization morphed from its original iteration, it unleashed a new wave of terror that further deepened its impact on the black community. Symbolic menace, cross burnings, and hooded robes. The Second Klan, emerging in the early 20th century, introduced a visual element that would become synonymous with its brand of terror: cross burnings. These fiery spectacles weren't merely acts of destruction, they were symbolic gestures meant to intimidate and threaten. Cross burnings were accompanied by the haunting sight of hooded robes, shrouding the perpetuators in anonymity while amplifying the terror they instilled. The Klan's methods shifted from predominantly physical violence to psychologically tormenting tactics that played on the deep-rooted fears of the black community. Expanding influence, targeting urban areas. Unlike its predecessor, which was largely concentrated in the South, the Second Klan expanded its reach beyond its regional confines. Urban areas in the Midwest and West saw the infiltration of Klan ideology, indicating a disturbing trend. the spread of white supremacist beliefs to corners of the nation that had not experienced the direct aftermath of the Civil War. This expansion demonstrated the Klan's enduring appeal to segments of the population far removed from the Southern historical context. Broadening targets, anti-Semitism, and nativism. The Second Klan's ideology was more expansive than before, embracing a virulent strain of anti-Semitism and nativism. Fueled by D.W. Griffith's controversial film The Birth of a Nation, which romanticized their origins, the Klan latched on to anti-immigrant sentiments, channeling the fears of changing society into a weapon of hate. Jewish communities became targets of the Klan's vitriol, reflecting an alarming widening of their scope of oppression. Shaping the narrative, the impact on the black community. This evolution had a profound impact on the black community. The introduction of cross burnings and the ominous symbolism of the hooded robes intensified the psychological warfare waged against black Americans. The terror was no longer confined to physical violence. It was a campaign designed to break the spirit of the black community by exploiting their deepest fears. The Klan's increasing focus on anti-Semitism, among others, further divided minority groups, sowing seeds of distrust and isolation. The evolution of the Ku Klux Klan from its origins in the late 19th century to the second iteration in the 20th century marked a disturbing transformation in its methods and ideology. The introduction of cross burnings and hooded robes escalated the terror campaign, targeting the psychological well-being of the black community. Furthermore, the Klan's expansion into urban areas and its adoption of anti-Semitic and other stances deepened the divisions within society. The legacy of the Ku Klux Klan's destructive reign continues to cast long shadows over the black community, even as the organization's prominence has waned. Generational trauma, a wound that won't heal. The trauma inflicted by the Klan's reign of terror left a profound imprint on the black community, an imprint that transcends time and generations. Families that witnessed the violence and terror passed down stories of horror and survival. This generational trauma has impacted the mental health and social dynamics of black individuals and communities, creating a complex legacy that shapes their experiences to this day. The trauma reverberates through conversations, relationships, and societal interactions, serving as a constant reminder of the atrocities endured by their ancestors. Struggle for justice, the Civil Rights Movement. The Civil Rights Movement, a testament to the black community's unyielding spirit, arose as a response to the Klan's oppression. Fueled by a deep-seated desire for equality and justice, black activists and their allies fought against institutionalized racism and white supremacy. The struggle for civil rights was not just a movement for legal equality, it was a movement to reclaim humanity, dignity, and agency from the shadows of hate. The courage displayed by civil rights leaders in the face of violence and intimidation exemplified the indomitable will of a community determined to rise above the ashes. Resilience and progress, rising beyond adversity. Despite the darkness of the Klan's legacy, the black community's resilience shines as a beacon of hope. Through the years, individuals, families, and communities have shown remarkable strength in rebuilding their lives, reclaiming their narratives, and forging paths toward progress. The trauma endured has not extinguished the spirit of resilience that has been a hallmark of the black community's journey. Education, economic empowerment, and advocacy have become tools for rewriting history and breaking the cycle of oppression. Continued challenges, striving for true equality. While progress has been made, the legacy of the Klan's destruction is far from erased. The struggle for equality and justice continues as structural racism, systemic disparities, and social inequalities persist. The ongoing fight against voter suppression, police brutality, and racial profiling is a reminder that the shadows of the Klan's legacy still linger in the modern world. The modern legacy of the Ku Klux Klan's destruction is a complex tapestry of pain, resilience, and hope. Generational trauma remains a poignant reminder of the horrors inflicted, yet the black community's perseverance stands as a testament to the strength of the human spirit. The civil rights movement and subsequent strides toward progress underscore the transformative power of unity and determination. As society grapples with the legacy of hate and the ongoing struggle for justice, the lessons of history must be heeded. Thank you for journeying with us through this powerful narrative. It's crucial we keep these stories alive and combat ignorance. If this message resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up, share it with friends, and subscribe for more eye-opening content. Stand with us and stand for justice.